Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My network has been failing me for over 1 hour, but good morning. I hope you are doing well. Uh, okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I don't understand what is happening, but for over 1 hour, I'm not able to connect. Uh, I don't know, but my network is really not too slow. Is not doing me very well. But am I loud and clear now? I've struggled for many hours to make sure that I get this running. Just want to confirm with you that I'm loud and clear. I just want to confirm with you whether I'm loud and clear. Then off we start. Okay. So almost the building stages, almost the building stages of our trading are almost done. The building stages of our trading are almost done. I believe today will be the last building stage. Mm. Still the building stage. Then off we go. So today we are going to deal with, there are so many technical indicators that can be used in our trading. But for today, we are going to base our sharing on we're going to base our sharing on something very, very simple. And then off we go. So basically, there are so many technical indicators uh, that can be used before we go to lessons of support, resistance, channels, and trend lines that we must be using on our journey. Yes, I know that it would be better for us to move on with other tools, but then I usually want to take it to a better advantage that people can be able to start making money as they learn the other part of the business, as they learn the other part of the tools that they can apply. Yesterday we were here and I gave you this signal of 5%. How many traded? I see it is just popping up on my screen. But I remember it was yesterday when I told you that this coin will deliver a 5%. I just measured, although me, I am usually silent. I am not this kind of a person who wants to push anything. But I remember yesterday, this was one of the coins that I shared, a 5%. How many enjoyed that? Let me see in the chat. You see, making money needs you to be sharp. I hope yesterday I was here and I shared this 5% before even my screen goes off from this area. But then, let's start from the main call for today, where we are digging deep into technical indicators. Yes, technical indicators. And I believe God willing, I'll be able to share why it could be very key for you to stay in a certain coin and enjoy it until the coin says thank you so much. That is the main reason. And the reason why I'm sharing this is just simple. The reason why basically share it is because many of you usually give up on coins very soon. You enter a certain coin and you give up on that coin very soon or very fast because you are scared that maybe the market will go against you. So today, allow me introduce to you what we call the moving averages. Allow me today introduce to you what we call the moving average. And if you understand them, you are going to enjoy trading. If you understand them, you are going to enjoy trading. So let's go. Are we ready? I know I'm moving fast, but this is important for the start. So basically, we have what we call the MS, and they also appear in your royal queue, and they are called the moving averages. These moving averages, they are divided into two. We have what we call the simple moving averages, and we have what we call the exponential moving averages. There are others like the weighted moving averages, but I'll basically keep it simple to these two, the moving averages and the exponential moving averages. These are used into what we call technical analysis, and they basically give us what we call price data points, which I'm going to explain, and identify trends. These moving averages that we are going to be able to look at, they are very, very important because they are able to look at this coin, which is HIFI. And when they look at this coin, which is HIFI, they are able to give us price data points and also identify whether this coin is on which type of a trend. But before I dig deep, the market basically has three market directions. It has what we call an uptrend. It has what we call a downtrend. And it has what we call a sideways market or a ranging market. Simple. Let's define an uptrend. An uptrend is a market direction. An uptrend is a market direction where we experience the market. Let me say the market moved from this lower point, which we call a lower low because it's the lowest point, and it goes up and forms a higher high, which is a highest point. Then it moves, it makes what we call a retracement, which is called a higher low. Then it goes past this lowest, this highest point, which we call a higher high. Then it forms what we call a higher low. Then it forms what we call a higher high. So this movement of the market forming a highest point then makes what we call a retracement, then forms a higher point higher than this previous point will basically be called an uptrend. In simple terms, basically the market is able to be moving more in an upward direction than in a downward direction, vis-a-vis a downward market movement. I know in the next few days, this will be dealt with in a deeper way. For example, the market starts from a higher point, then it forms a lower point. It started from a highest point, then it forms a lower point. Then it also makes a retracement to a lower high, which is a higher point from a lower low. Then it forms a lower point, which is lower than the previous low, which is called a lower low. Then it forms another point, which is a lower high. Then it forms a lower point, which is a lower low. Then it forms a lower point, which is a lower high. Now, basically, in general, the market is moving in a downward direction, and we shall say this coin is on a downward trend. The reason why we are introducing the moving averages now is to help you keep trading that coin. I'm trying to interchange the training because we are getting closer and closer to one of the biggest bull runs that has ever happened in the history of mankind. But there is something that usually confuses a lot of people. You have talked about the bull run. When is the bull run? I need the bull run. Since this year, you have promised us the bull run. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a bull run. And we started this bull run so many months ago. And there is one significant thing that makes what we call a bull run. Number one, it's called the must happen. The must happen. And what is the must happen? The must happen is the formation of a new all-time high. Question. The highest price, like we're going to see, of Bitcoin was $69,000. Question. Has Bitcoin formed a new all-time high? Some answers in the chat. has Bitcoin formed a new all-time high? A new all-time high just means a new highest price. Has Bitcoin formed a new all-time high? Has it broken the previous highest price it had? Question, $100,000. If I'm right, give me one in the chat. That's why we talk about that we are in a bull run. Does that make sense? That's why we talk about that we are in a bull run, because Bitcoin has broken its previous all-time high. Is my point clear? So there should not be argument. But what we have not yet had that makes you people argue is what we call the altar coin season. And I just want to share with you that since when shall we have the altar coin season? Dominance. And let me share with you the Bitcoin dominance in just a minute. Okay. This is the principle of the market, and I'll just put it for you in a 1 week time frame to bring for you reasons why, where we are, and what is happening. Okay? Are we ready to learn? I'm just adding these spices so that you are able to follow what happens. Ladies and gentlemen listening to me across the world, let me close this for a minute. Okay. All right. All right. So basically, uh, I'll draw a line. I'll draw a vertical line. December, how many are following? I'm going to go back to my moving averages, but I just want you to understand. This was December 2020. That's when we understand the Bitcoin dominance. There. This was December. We had the Bitcoin dominance at 73%. And that was the highest Bitcoin dominance we had in that season. In that season. And then the Bitcoin dominance went down up to around here. I don't know if you can see. Around here. Can you be able to see size point to as low as here? And throughout all these months, this was 2021, November, December, the Bitcoin dominance was down. And when the Bitcoin dominance is called the altar coin season, is seated at 64%. Are you able to understand? It means that more money is dropping into Bitcoin. And the reason why you see these altar coins are doing well, let me try to take you into 1 hour time frame, or maybe in 4 hours. Okay. The reason why you see us having an altar coin rise when those altar coins are doing well is because recently the Bitcoin dominance has gone down a little bit. And whenever it goes down a little bit, are you able to see that, ladies and gentlemen? Whenever it goes down a little bit, then we get an area where these other altar coins also do well. Is my point home? So as long as the Bitcoin dominance is still high, we are not going to have the altar coin season when these coins are pumping like nobody's business, because we still have a high Bitcoin dominance. But in 2021, where we are going very soon, just a reminder, where we are going very soon, I hope you can see. Okay, you can fight facts. You can't fight facts. Let me just give you the dates. You see this area here, when the Bitcoin dominance went down, then, ladies and gentlemen, we had a spike. How many of you remember recently when we had a spike in the other coins? When coins were doing like nobody's business. And when was that? If you check it up here, this was the highest price. This was around May 2025. Hey, this has been May 2025. Okay? This has been May 2025. And we had the Bitcoin dominance move on May 2025. How many of you saw coins on May 2025 doing wonders? The market was pumping. It's because the Bitcoin dominance just in the 4-hour time frame had gone down a little bit. The reason why recently, today, or today and yesterday, you saw a simple rise in the market is because the Bitcoin dominance had gone down a little bit. We haven't gone into the real altcoin season because of the Bitcoin. That when we look at the total amount of money in the crypto market space, the amount of money in Bitcoin versus the amount of money in the other coins, Bitcoin dominates with the most amount of money into the Bitcoin specifically. That's why we have not yet entered into the altcoin season. Am I speaking to somebody? And the reason is simple, ladies and gentlemen. Most of the retailers that are into the market and the institutions, there's still so much FOMO. Okay, FOMO means the fear of missing out. There is so much FOMO in the market that Bitcoin has the power to still continue going up. How many of you are here? And I want to tell you this FOMO works everywhere. How many of you are here and you feel like you are missing out on not having a Bitcoin? How many of you are here and you are feeling out that you are missing out on not having a Bitcoin? Does that make money? The first thing they think about is Bitcoin. My network is very unstable. I can't I develop my own network? Anybody who has an idea? I'm surely very tired. I have tried all companies. Can't I anybody who has an idea, you can WhatsApp me. Can't I develop my own networker service? Mhm. Please, I'm tired. Those who have this one for Elon Musk, reach out to me. Mm. Okay, so let me go to my topic. Starlink is good, my brother, but very expensive, very expensive. Yeah, it is has unfair prices, unfair prices. It is not suitable for Ugandans like me. But anybody with Starlink, reach out to me. I will see if I can manage. Anybody working with Starlink, reach out to me because people have over recommended. But it can swallow a lot of money. Very expensive. But okay. So is my point home? That's the main reason. Is my point home? Now, I'm introducing moving averages to you because they are going to help you define the market trend. For example, you see, as you are teaching, you look at the time. Let's look at Bitcoin. Okay? And we are gonna take a bigger time frame. I now haven't discussed time frame, but I'm gonna discuss it with you guys. Okay? So this is Bitcoin. Let us put it in 1 day, but I'm gonna discuss time frame. So I want us to introduce the moving average. And just to define, for basic understanding, the moving average of an asset is usually calculated. For example, some of you get confused when we talk about average. But let me try if I'll be able to explain, okay? Now, average. The word average is simple. An average price. Like if I add up these different highs and where these candles close and open, when I add up their average, I add up everything on these candles you see in my screen, and I come up with an average that the average price passes here. That is what moving averages are. They are just lines that calculate the average of maybe a certain group of candles. It is just the average price of an asset. And this average price of an asset can be calculated in days, maybe in 10 days, maybe in 6 hours, maybe in 10 candles. Is that clear? Give me a one. It is just a line that calculates an average price. Maybe 10 candles, 20 candles, 60 candles, 30 days, 60 days, and it gives us an average. And instead of giving it to us as a candle, it draws a line like that. Is that clear? That's why it is called moving. It moves. Then average, because it provides an average price. And so we call it a moving average, a line that moves, giving an average performance of the candles. Am I clear? Are you able now to understand? Are you able to understand? Let me know. My network is skimpy, but I want to make sure that you understand. Is it clear? Is the explanation clear? If no, is the explanation clear? Is the explanation clear? Okay. Now, someone may decide, someone may decide to take what we call a 10-day moving average. Okay? As an example, someone talks about a 10-day moving average. It means that this person is adding the closing prices of 10 days. Let me say today, Bitcoin closes at 100,000. Then the other day it closed at 95. So the prices at which Bitcoin closed for 10 days, and then it divides it by 10. Hmm? Is that clear? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it helps us to identify trend direction. For example, this moving up this line like this, uptrend. If the price is on average, it means this coin, the moving average, it's moved the above this line, then the market is moving up. Is that easy to understand? These perfect areas, it helps us understand whether trend. Is that clear? Give me a 2 if that is also clear. I'm moving very slow because I want you to understand. Give me a 2 if that is also very clear. Now, like I said, I'll discuss basically two moving averages. We have what we call the simple moving averages, and we have what we call the exponential moving averages. And I want to explain. Now, the exponential moving averages, they also measure the average price over a period of time. They measure the average price over a period of time, like the simple moving averages, because they also measure that. But they give more weight on recent past prices equally. So these ones, they treat past prices, the past prices. While these ones, they focus more on what is happening now. Am I clear? This focus so much on the what is happening now. And to trade. Now I'm teaching. Then I'm going to bring the indicators in the chart and I finish the class. If you want to trade, understand that the simple moving averages and the exponential moving averages I'm back with another device, but mm, things are not doing well on my side. Can you still hear me? I think I'm going to go to Starlink company. Anybody dealing with it on the call, don't lose the opportunity. Look for me. Mm. Anybody dealing with it? So I'm gonna use now a phone since there is a lot of interruption with the PC. So basically, let's go to trading view. Okay. So basically, like I have said, that basically, like I have said, that these moving averages, these moving averages, they are very important because they basically help you. If you are using the simple moving averages, they give a long-term trend. The exponential moving averages, for them, they give you a short-term signal. For example, let's start. You are free to combine both or to use one. For example, you can combine. Okay, so we come here and then we come on technical and we are going to put in moving averages. And so when you put in moving averages, as you are searching for the indicator, they will give you the moving average simple and they will give you the moving average exponential. So I will choose the moving average exponential. So I will tap on the moving average exponential once, then I tap on the moving average exponential twice. Since this is not a paid trading view, I can only have two in my chart. I can only have two in my chart. So I will open this exponential moving average and it has an input, meaning that when I put 9, it means that I'm looking at the performance of the past 9 candles. Now let us increase it a little bit. So some people use multiples of 10. Others use multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You get the picture. They are looking at multiples of 5. Other people use multiples of 10. A 10 moving average, a 20, a 30. Are you able to understand? A 40, a 50, a 60. Like that. They use multiples of 10. Okay, they are looking at the performance of either the last 10 candles or either the last 10 days. Others use what we call Fibonacci numbers. Am I getting clear? Fibonacci numbers. Fibonacci numbers are easy to find. 2, 0 is not 0 is the first Fibonacci number. But let us start. 2 plus 3, I'll start with the average, is equal to 5. Okay, then 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. I'll not go into how these are developed. 8 plus 3 is equal to 13. Do you copy? So someone uses the Fibonacci numbers and he keeps on using them as Fibonacci, as moving averages. But for us here, ladies and gentlemen, let us take the two common ones. We shall use a 20 moving average that we look at 20 candles or thickness. So this is our big time and get a big model. We are going to combine different ones and we shall be, okay, now there we go. So basically, This is our moving average. Basically, this is our moving average. In our chart, we have two moving averages. We have the blue moving average, which stands for 20 days, and we have the 200, which stands for 200 days. It looks at the performance of the last 200 days. And I'm going to give you reasons why I'm teaching this now. Number one, moving averages help you see the overall trend direction of the market. Look here, guys. If the 20 exponential moving average and the 200 moving average are all sloping in an upward direction like that, it signals an uptrend. They are all sloping, looking above, it signals an uptrend. And if the price is below both, now look here, if the price is above both, those are two. If the price is above both and they are sloping looking above, this coin is on an uptrend. If the price is below both, for example, to explain this very well, let me increase to 1 week time frame. I have explained this in the past because they are very important to anyone who wants to join trading as a long-term business. Okay, trading as a long-term what? Business. I want you to imagine, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to show it to you, but this, okay. For example, you can see very well that in this scenario, as the example, you can see that prices were forming below the 20 moving average. Okay. And then after, these two lines met at this important point here, here. And when these two lines met, this meeting of these two lines is what we call a golden cross. And when they met, these two lines started facing up. And we can see that the candles were forming above these two lines. Can you see that? Can you see that? Okay. Maybe sometimes they went below the 20 moving average, but generally they were forming above the 200 moving average. Now, this can apply. I've now gone into the 4-hour time frame to just bring out a better insight of the picture. Can you see that? They could form a little bit below, being above the 200 moving average. Does that make sense? When we go back in the history, up in the history. Until recently, when prices started to form above both the 20 moving average and the 200 moving average, and at this price, ladies and gentlemen, here, that's when the golden cross happened. And until today, people are still enjoying this move to the upside. Does that make sense? And so any coin of your choice, for example, let's take, I don't know what happened. Am I still online? And this is very important for anyone who wants to take trading as a business. Now you see what is happening here? It gives you an insight. You see, they are both sloping down. But you see that candles are moving below here on below both the 200 and the 20 moving average. Just recently, we see that candles have closed, and I'm going to talk about this, above the 20 moving average. But both of them formed what we call, this is called a death cross. When a big moving average of 200 crosses a 20 moving average and goes above it, this is small, this one is bigger. So once this cross happens, using a smaller time frame, and I'll be what I'm talking about. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so number one, moving averages help us to identify trends in the market. That's why I still say we are still having a very long journey to go, as an example. And if you are worried about making money, just learn what to do, because we haven't started the money season. Okay? Okay, take an example. Look here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, look here. This is a thorough example that someone missed out on Ethereum. Do you copy, ladies and gentlemen? Someone missed out on Ethereum because for many years, Ethereum has been on a downward movement. Both the lines have been sloping down and they have not been meeting. Until recently, when Ethereum formed a golden cross at a price, ladies and gentlemen, of around $1,758. After that, Ethereum is just continuing its journey, and I believe it will go up to $10,000. And you see, prices are forming above those two lines. So that really defines the trend of the what? The market. Number two, if the trend is okay, so people mix differently. Some people love mixing the 20 moving average with the 50 moving average, which is also okay. There is no issue. Okay? Some people mix the 50 moving average with the 200 moving average. Others love the 20 moving average and the 200 moving average. It's both okay. So, my point number one, if you are trading any coin and you want to go in that coin for a longer period of time, you can use what we call the moving averages. Tomorrow now, I'll dig in with other small moving averages. Okay, other small moving averages. Okay, like for example, you see what is happening here? Here is a death cross, meaning this coin is basically on a downward trend. Okay, and recently this coin formed a golden cross and it went in a very good uptrend. Imagine. And I'm now going to my point two. Okay, I'm now going to my point two of explanation. Although I will still explain how you use them. Okay, my point number two, I'm using this other coin. Entry and exit using crossovers. Some traders are using moving averages to make entries and exits in the market. For example, when a 50 moving average crosses a 200 moving average, at this point, someone makes an entry. Because it signals a buying opportunity. He keeps in the trade. And when the 50 moving average crosses a 200 moving average up to here, someone makes an exit. Let's see how much profit this person made. He entered at the crossover and got out at the death cross. He entered at the golden cross and got out at the death cross. This person was able to pocket 144%. But we are going to see if you want to do short-term trading, because this will take long-term trading. This will be a long-term trade. Let us see how many days it took. We just tap on our pencil, come down to measurement, come down here to forecast and measurement, and we are going to take date and price range. So we press it here. We want to see how many days it took for this person to profit. It took 29 days. 29 days. 29 days, a full month. And they made 144%. So that is point number 2. Moving averages are used as entries and exit in the market. Number 2, moving averages give dynamic support and resistance. Moving averages can act as support and resistance. Let me explain what support is and what resistance is in simple understanding, because many of you get confused, but I'll dig deep when the right time comes. When you are standing on the floor, this is Namukwaya. Namukwaya is standing on the floor. It means that Namukwaya is being supported. But Namukwaya may want to jump to touch the ceiling. Namukwaya may want to jump and touch the ceiling. It means that Namukwaya, this is Namukwaya's resistance. If Namukwaya gets the power and jumps and touches the ceiling and he fails to break through the ceiling, it means Namukwaya has been resisted. In simple terms, these indicators, ladies and gentlemen, can help you find an area where the market fails to go below it and finds an area where the market fails to go above it, one acting as a resistance and another one acting as a support. Now, how do we use this? In an uptrend, if the price bounces off a 50 moving average, for example, let me bring the other first coin, HIFI. Do you see what is happening here? Do you see what is happening here? Do you see? Just as an example. You see? But I will expound it better. I'm just opening. You see? The price has bounced off this, meaning that this line is acting as a support. Is that clear? It is acting as a stepping stone. But I want to deal with support and resistance in a different way. So let me keep it to that. So usually this is what happens. For example, you see the market comes, touches the line, then it goes back. Touches the line, then it goes back. Now here it touches the line and it closes above it. So here it has been acting as a resistance, but here it has acted as a support. How many are still following? 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 The challenge with teaching is that when you are taking someone to Kampala, but he wants to be in Entebbe, by the time they get in a taxi, already their mindset is in Entebbe. This is a beginner's class, and make sure nobody confuses anybody in the chat. We haven't entered areas where we are saying, please, this is how you trade, this is how you enter, this is how you exit the market. We shall get there. This is beginner's class. Eh? So nobody should confuse you, because we shall get there. Now, let me come back to someone. He says, give us a signal. Did we share signals already? I hope we did that. Let me come back here. It seems the network is good, because this gives me an easy, better explanation. So by now, I expect every trader on the call to have created their watch list. Although I want always, when I come here, to improve your watch lists so that your trading becomes simple. Okay? So that your trading becomes simple. I usually want to simplify trading. And I'm gonna teach you as I close today's lesson. Today we have looked at moving averages. And basically we have said they exist in two types. We could have simple moving averages and exponential moving averages. And we have said that the exponential moving averages are very best because they give you data points up to what is happening right now. But I understand, as Kabanda Julius, that most of you are still struggling with finding coins to trade. Because, ladies and gentlemen, trading cryptocurrencies, as we are speaking right now, does not only rely on what I'm talking about of technical analysis. It has other, like fundamental, what is happening on fundamentals. And that's why I introduced Chat GPT to you. Are we together? Are we together? So let me now go back to the phone. That's why I introduced Chat GPT to you. Okay. And what I did, what I did, I went to my royal queue with one of my friends, and we copied all the pairs that exist in royal queue. And I'm gonna give you for free. For you, you don't need to copy, because for us we did the work for you. So we copied all the pairs. These are all coins in royal queue, and we pasted them here. So when we paste, we want to make sure that this coin, this covers for us, this Chat GPT, it identifies for us a good coin. Identify for us from the list, from the list above. Yes, you could decipher good coins in the list above to maximize today. You don't want to be everywhere. You want to be specific. So what ChatGPT is going to do for me, it is going to look through the list of the coins. It's going to look through the list of the coins that I have provided. Now I'm finalizing my lesson. You know, I'm called Mr. Maximizer. I don't want to be everywhere. So it is going to give me certain coins that I need to pay attention on, or from my list. Does that make sense? It's going to give me, for example, zinc stroke USDT, true stroke USDT, MANT stroke USDT, CSV stroke USDT. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick zinc stroke USDT. Then I come on my trading view. Do you copy? Then I'm going to come here on my trading view. Then I say, ChatGPT said zinc stroke USDT is a good coin. How true is this? Then I'm going to open the coin. Now this is, I'm opening this coin and I'm using a 50 moving average and a 200. Maybe let me lower it a little bit and I change this to a 20 moving average. Remember, I'm making sure that I'm using exponential moving averages. Okay? All right. Now, I'll move in lower time frames to see if there is an opportunity for me. Now, you should not trust the AI 100%. That's why I'm teaching this to you. That although the AI may say this looks to be good, you need to look through on a personal basis. Now, this one to me, so far, if I'm using the moving averages that we have learned today, there is no business. Then I go to next. It is giving me, yes, it is giving me its own thinking, but I also need to cross check with what I know. Then let me put true and I see. I'm now using moving averages, but I can use other indicators. Is it like this? But are you getting my analogy? Are you understanding what I'm trying to explain? Are you understanding what I'm trying to explain? Huh? Are you participating in your own success? It might help me identify, but I don't see it winning with these indicators, the moving averages. It could have its own analysis, but when I put, for example, the moving averages and I see something different, I may not trade. Does that connect with you guys? I'm now using the moving averages. I might not trade these. There could be other indicators. There could be other indicators giving now two. Now let me try Manta. Okay. Now, if I fail to Manta, yes, Manta looks to be on an uptrend in the 4-hour time frame. Are you able to see? The candles are forming above both of the indicators. Are you able to see? Manta looks to be on an uptrend. Now I could ask if the point is not clear. Which indicators did you use to analyze these coins? Eh, let it tell me. Because when I apply my moving averages, the points are not connecting. Now it is going to help me, give me which indicators. It used RSI, it used the moving averages, it used the MACD, it used the volume, it used all these indicators to find those opportunities. And it's saying application to your coin list, strong trend behavior with clear support and resistance, high volume, favorable RSI and MACD signals with this. That's why I'm gonna come back tomorrow with these other RSI and MACD before I go to support and resistance. Is my point home? Me, I may not dig deep, but I wanted to get a clear insight. What did this? So he used RSI and MACD, which we are going to discuss tomorrow. Because as I teach you how to trade, I want to make sure you are making money. I'm not here to die on you. So month looks to be on an uptrend if you are using these moving averages, because we see that candles are forming above a 20 moving average. So tomorrow, although I will still repeat this because we are still on introduction, tomorrow we are now going to come back and say, what is RSI? Hey, what is this RSI you guys are talking about? What is this RSI? What is this RSI you guys are talking about? Tomorrow, we are going to come back here and see what is MACD you guys are talking about. And then we are going to go how we use it. Go back and watch the video again. And how we use it. The other side, in what? In the royal queue to pick trades. Okay, 7:30 a.m. So basically, come in time because in your royal queue, this side, in your royal queue, this side, in your royal queue, this side, we still have these moving averages. Okay, so we are also going to use, we still have these moving averages in your royal queue this side. And they are small. There is a 7, a 25, and a 99. And they are going to help us identify market trends more. We are going to talk about this. We are going to start from here. Then we go to MACD, RSI, and how you can apply them in your royal queue so that as you learn, also making money. So I will come now and interpret these moving averages that you have in your royal queue because you can still also use them to look at markets and make entries and exits in the market. But here is my point. For example, let me end with this. You're a trader who's trading TRB, USDT as a coin. And today, we have looked at moving averages. This is TRB averages. And these moving averages, basically, we have looked at, you could apply a 20 moving average or a 200 moving average or a 50 and a 200, both of them. So let's apply these for your learning purposes. So, moving average. Under exponential, it comes in the chart. So let's change this to a 20 moving average. And let's turn this to, the other one is blue, so right. So there we go. Meaning that if you wanted to trade this coin, you would have made your entry. Maybe this is 1 hour. We could choose shorter time frames. This is 4 hours now. If you are a person who loves to trade and stay in trade for a longer time on a continuous cycle movement, either in 1 hour or in 1 day or any time frame, because we shall discuss time frame. In 1 day, you wouldn't make an entry. But in 4 hours or in 1 hour, so you would make an entry. You would make an entry at the golden cross and stay in this trade. You would make an entry at a golden cross, which would have been here. Then you stay in this trade until this coin hits this all-time high where it is right now. So the golden cross would give you a very good entry. And the coin using the golden cross is still showing very huge opportunity. And to avoid ups and downs, then that's why tomorrow. So the golden cross would give you a good entry. But to keep enjoying these ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs, then maybe either the RSI would be the perfect indicator to always give you good entries and good exits, good entries and good exits in the market, so that you ride this coin up to where it is right now. But then our role is to give you entry opportunities on how you could enter and how to exit. So basically, we have talked about moving averages. And simple terms, people use them to make entries at golden crosses and plan to make exits at death crosses. So this coin has not yet made any death cross, meaning that it still shows more power of continuity to the upside. But because there are usually retracements, then the RSI could help you continue to ride over the coin. Someone who was talking about cycle, so that you continue to ride over this coin whenever it has a good buying opportunity, which we shall discuss tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Back to Chat GPT. I have discussed this so many times. Let me drop the list for you in the chat. In the chart, in the chart. The list is there. Just go. It may not fit through. Maybe let me try on, the message may not fit through. Let me try on Telegram. Let me try on Telegram. Let me try. There you go. I hope it is there on your Telegram. But this doesn't make ChatGPT to be the best. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Yeah, maybe it misses out on certain things. When you're personally a trader, maybe, but you would find better opportunities when you are man. It just helps you identify what could be in the market. But still, you can use the same message, find opportunities, make entries, and make exits. I wish you all the best. Love you all. Have a good day. Message in the chat, message in the what? On the Telegram channel. So you can use Telegram. I'm also going to make sure that I also share on our WhatsApp channel. Have a good day. Hope I've done my work. The rest is up to you. Either you apply the knowledge or you don't apply the knowledge. It's your choice. But just know we are busy making the money. So I've simplified the task for you in the chat. Okay. So it helps you identify coins, but make sure you learn how to ask good questions for better results. Thank you. Good day. Okay, guys, there is too much rain in Ghana. So it means the morning training Okay. Let's see what we can do.